Hi guys, Ooh. And welcome to the 4th day of Bookmas. I'd like to tell you this is hot tea because I do drink a lot of hot tea, but it's not. It's an Arnold Palmer. Let's put it right here. Ugh, Christmas tree. It's not going to fit. We're going to have to put it down here. So grab your cup of tea. You're going to hear me rattle on about books once again. We are going to do that. These books are released November and December. I did film a November video. I never put it up. So I'm quite honestly just stole from that list. Books. There wasn't a lot released in these 2 months. That are real exciting. These are books I would suggest reading if you're going to the library to pick up some up. Or if you do need a few more book ideas, if I didn't give you enough yesterday of what to buy somebody, you can maybe get some from here. But honestly, these are mostly just my choices of what I would actually want to read, not that I think other people should read. So let's get started. Oh, well, let's find the page first. Okay. Okay, so you guys heard me talk about Cinder enough this year by Marina M. She came out with a new book on November 7th, so a while ago. Because today, yep, a while ago. I'm not going to tell you what today is, but it was a while ago. I memorize names and stuff because this is like a long list, and it's hard to remember things that you haven't really read before. So, okay, so Renegade. So in this book, Renegades and Prodigies are what are the two clashing titans, I guess, in this one. This is like a decimated society. Everything's just been obliterated, and what risen out of it are these people called Prodigies. And then there's people on the fringe called Renegades. So I don't get how only one people can rise out of it, because this is what the little story snapshot says. But really, there's two. So there's a girl and a guy, Nova and, Adrian. Nova and Adrian. They find each other. They're both renegades. I believe they're both renegades. And they just believe in their society wholeheartedly, and not these prodigies that are creating this new society. Or maybe they decimated the society originally. I'm not sure. Maybe the prodigies, that's the storyline, but I don't know because I haven't read it. But that is the first book. And I love Marina M so far. I've read, I think she did Heartless as well. I read that by her. And then also I read that Cinder series. And I read Heartless right around this year, which was pretty good too. And then book number 2 is by a famous author, Janet Fitch. And the book came out, is The Revolution of Marina M on November 7th. This one's a bit of a historical fiction, and it's about a young woman who breaks from like her noble society in Russia to rise up with the masses. Let's see if she had a name, if I can remember. Nope, no name because I didn't write it down. But it sounds really good, and the author's quite famous, so hopefully she writes really well. What did she write? I think it was called like Olander. I shouldn't guess on these things. I really shouldn't. And then book number 3 was also from November, and it is The Hidden Sea by Gregory Maguire. And this came out October 31st, so not November, but pretty dang close. This one I don't know much about, but anything that says Gregory Maguire, I'm like, yes. Because if you've seen Wicked, or if you heard of Wicked, you're probably like, yes. So if anybody's into fantasy or retellings, or he's just written a lot of retellings that are really, really good. This one's about a nutcracker. That's as much as I know. And maybe a dressmaker. I don't remember quite. But I would read it. It sounds holiday-ish. Very good one to pick up around the holidays. And very good one to buy somebody. I should have put that on my Christmas list. So the other ones, let's see, do we have any Decembers? Oh, I have 2 Decembers. So the last 2, so that was book number 3. The last 2 did come out in December. So they're new books, so they probably haven't read it if you're buying this for somebody for Christmas. Okay, so number 1 is Enchantress of Numbers by Jennifer Chiaverini. Comes out December 5th. Okay, so this book was hard to synopsis for me, but I've heard of this writer before. I think she wrote, maybe even read one of her books. I think she wrote something called like The Dressmaker. So that's probably why I picked it. But this one is about a girl who grows up with like this artistic father, and her mother wants her daughter far from that, so she teaches her tons and tons of math and science. And when she grows up, she kind of mixes both worlds, and she meets a young man who's like just invented a calculating machine, I guess is the best way to describe this. And she kind of ends up using both facets, and she does math in this like high society that and all the women and men are like, oh my gosh, this woman's doing math. But that's what she does with her life, I think, or that's the story, is she makes this friend, and him and her work on this calculating machine together. And then book number 5. That does not sound very Christmassy, but they put it out in December, so it's not my fault. Book number 5, the last one, is a cute YA novel, and it is The Love Letters of Abelard and Lily. And it comes out December 26th, so you cannot buy this one for somebody. But if you get money for Christmas and you're a book buyer, I would maybe suggest picking up this one, because one of the oldest romantic stories ever. I don't know if they make you read it in high school, but in college they definitely made us read it, and I wasn't even a literature major, so they made me read it, I think, in a history class. But Abelard and Heloise, they're actually real people, I guess. So they're one of the oldest romantic stories surviving. It's from the Middle Ages, and they wrote these very, 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 very passionate letters. So this is about a young teen. One's named Abelard and the other one's named Lily. Both of them alike, the Abelard and Heloise. I think that's what bonds them. But both of them have challenges in life. I guess that's the best way to put it. One is like autistic, I believe, and the other one has ADHD. So they're both kind of on different spectrums. Like one's 5 minutes behind, the other one's 5 minutes ahead. I think that's the way they put it in the synopsis. That's not the way I would say it, but one of them's just going faster and one of them takes their time. But it sounded like a cute story, and I really like the story of Abelard. And, well, it's a sad story, the Abelard and Heloise. But I love the old, ancient stories, so I picked this one just purely off a title, honestly. This is a judge a book by its cover kind of time. But this was a short video wrap-up, but we'll see you. We'll see you soon over the weekend. It'll be good. It's going to be really good. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the December and all the books. Those are all the books I can suggest really this year, because those are the books I've read this year. And I'm sorry if there's nothing you really liked and you watched both of these videos. But I am who I am, and I read what I read, I guess. And that's what I picked this year. Cheers. Happy Bookmas. See you tomorrow. Bye.